Morning, it's 9 o'clock, so let's begin our meeting. Bob, let me know when we have our other two trustees who are attending remotely, and then we'll have a roll call. Oh, Mr. Lenahan, very good. And then just let me know when we have, I think it's going to be Amanda and Carrie who will be on. Meanwhile, let's do our typical introductions. Mark, you want to start, please?
Good morning, Mark Pacioli, Chief of Campus Safety and Emergency Manager.
James Blackwell, Vice President of Administration.
Aaron Rannick, AVP of Academics.
Kathy Costo, AVP of Special Projects.
Colleen Reedy, VP Student Affairs.
Property, that's not a motion yet, but will be when we have a quorum. And we'll be talking, as we have each of the last couple of meetings, basically about the South situation. Taking a motion to go into executive session, please, for the purpose I described earlier. Second? Second, Ken?
Second.
All right, Candace and Ken. We will go into executive session, make it relevant. I see Amanda Lau has joined us, so let's make that 7 trustees present. And we will return as quickly as possible to get on with the business of our meeting. Okay? right, thanks everyone for your patience. We went as a board to executive session for the purpose stated. We spoke about collective negotiations and the proposed acquisition, sale, or lease of real property as described. And we have come out of executive session with no formal action having been taken. We're now moving the minutes from the Board of Trustees meeting on April 25th. It's been circulated. Absent any comments, I'll take a motion to approve, please. Ken, thank you. Second, Ken. All in favor? Aye. Thank you, as always, for the thorough minutes. Committee items, moving to approval items. Then we'll go to informational items. First approval items come from Budget, Audit, and Facilities. Chair Ken Crewley.
The first item is to reinstate some funding that has been going to the Auxiliary Services Corporation related to their activities and to pouring rights for beverages. It was a policy that we're basically returning to that was changed during the pandemic era, but it now seems appropriate to return to the previous arrangements. Will provide some opportunities for the President's office to properly function in conducting activities that are beneficial to the college.
Discussed at length at the budget meeting as well.
And the second item is just the disposal of 6 old vehicles on the North Campus.
Any questions or comments before we go to a motion to approve both items 1 and 2? Hearing none, I'll take a motion, please.
So moved.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Second. All in favor of adopting as proposed items 1 and 2 on our agenda, budget, audit, and facilities approval items? Aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Len, that was a yes vote from you?
That was a yes
Okay,
vote.
got it. Okay,
It's
all
a
in
late
favor?
yes vote.
All in favor? A little slow on the hand raise there. Okay. So those 2 items are approved. Thank you. Candace Morrison, Curriculum, Student Success and Diversity Approval Items.
Yes, we have 2 items on the agenda this morning for approval, and Erickson, if you could describe those for the board, please.
Great, thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
We have 2 items here for the board's approval. The first is a transfer articulation agreement between SUNY Erie's Occupational Therapy Assistance Program and Utica University. The overall intent is then to help our graduates from the OTA program to then be able to successfully transfer to Utica University's occupational therapy program. The second item is a renewal agreement for our automotive technology program and our Ford Asset program. This allows then for our automotive tech program to specialize in the Ford manufacturing training for that particular program.
Yes, both seem positive. We've received executive summaries of each. Any questions or comments before we vote? Hearing none, I'll take a motion, please, to approve items B1 and 2 as presented.
Motion?
Second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Both are passed. Thanks, Erickson.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Candace.
Thank you.
Talent, Diversity, Equity, and Belonging, Chair Amanda Lau.
Morning, everyone. We have 2 items on our agenda today. I'm going to make a slight modification to the first item as we go through it. The first item is the human resource agenda. As you can see there, we are looking for approval for certain positions and leaves of absence. The first one being Kathy for Senior Vice President of Operations Interim. We really are excited about this one, and everyone here knows how highly we hold Kathy and all of the work that she's done in education of the college. And I just want to thank Kathy for stepping into this role, and we really appreciate everything, truly everything that you're doing for the college. So,
Yes, thank you. Yes.
hopefully she's blushing somewhere.
Thanks,
The
Amanda.
second item being a leave of absence. Again, Maureen graciously has been staying on as interim director of HR. That's going to continue through the end of June to allow us to transition. Thank you, Maureen. We really appreciate your service as well. We have 2 requests for hire: VP of Marketing, Senior Vice President for Operations. You can see those are both listed there. And then I'm currently looking for my marching orders from Gail. That's what I'm talking about. We're gonna make a slight modification on here for our agenda item. And to that extent, just advising everyone that we're going to be asking for the appointment for the position of Vice President of Marketing and Communications. Angelica Morrison has accepted the position with a start date of June 24th and a starting salary of $100,000. So I'm going to be asking if anyone, unless anyone has any questions, I'm going to be asking that we modify our HR agenda to include her appointment as well.
So moved.
Yes, we have, so the Senior Vice President for Operations, we don't have a name associated with that yet?
That's
Or-
Kathy.
Kathy, okay, got it. Got it, all right. So those two titles are filled at the bottom with Angelica and Kathy. Kathy has a leave here from her old position, or change. And we have Maureen. Comments, Dr. Sagai, on all of this and how you're seeing these pieces fit together?
Absolutely. Again, I want to reiterate Trustees Mender in terms of the leadership and the work that Kathy has provided the college. Certainly, when I started, and I know Kathy was here way before me as a faculty, so her leadership, her input, and her work for the college is just incredible. So I personally thank her, but I know in this position she's going to even do some wonderful things. Equally, Maureen is another, that I'm very appreciative in terms of Maureen staying as Director of Interim, and same thing, and she's doing an extraordinary job for us as well, so thank you. And then lastly, the Vice President of Marketing and Communication. We've been looking for this position, and I think this position, as well as our new person, Angelise Morrison, will bring a huge asset to the college to really move forward the college to ensure that our marketing and communication is going to move us in the right direction. So very excited about all those positions and in terms of our current staff. So I thank them for their commitment to the college.
Now, Angelica is not with us this morning.
No.
However, I do want to give Kathy and Maureen a chance to say something before we vote, if you'd like. Kathy?
I'm just grateful for Dr. Sagai seeing what she saw in me, and for the opportunity to continue the work I'm doing. I really love my job, so thank you.
I have to also say that same thing, that I appreciate the opportunity. And just trying to do our best to keep things moving.
Thank you.
We appreciate not just the two of you, but everyone around the room working closely with Dr. Sagai. The board has identified her as our president, and we appreciate everyone who's been able to support the agenda and the vision that she's laid out for the college. And some of you have been hired since. She has been our officer in charge and now president, some before, but everyone's gotten in the same direction, and that's what the board appreciates. That all being said, we think we will need a motion to approve the items C1 and 2, the human resources. Before we do 2, we have to talk about 2, which is, we'll vote on these at the same time unless anyone wants to split them. But we have the senior executive staff employee, Gail, and her extension of her eligibility for the retirement incentive, which we've done in the past. Dr. Sagai, you want
Yes.
to brief us on your thinking on that, please?
Absolutely. How could we forget Gail, right?
Yeah, no.
Again, Gail has been committed to the college about 30-something years, right, Gail? 40? Oh, wow. 10 years short. It just felt like yesterday. But Gail is an incredible...
No, it doesn't.
Incredible, and I tell you, she is wealth of knowledge. She has the history of the college. She's so committed. I am honored to work with her. She's helping, let me tell you, helping us move along. And I call on Saturdays too, and she answers. So I appreciate Gail and certainly support the extension of the retirement.
Yes, everyone, we've been briefed on this in our materials, and we recall this from a year and even 2 years ago. Gail was more than eligible to receive the early retirement incentive and was prepared to do so had it been to her financial advantage. And we prevailed upon her in the midst of leadership changes and other disruptions to the college to continue in the president's office, which she graciously agreed to do. And naturally, we did not want to deprive her of her ability to realize the benefit of that early retirement, which she was more than eligible for, just because she was willing to stay on and help us. The same argument applies today. We will not quiz you on your ultimate plans, but we'll just say, as long as you stay with us, we're very grateful for your contributions that have been many decades to the college. That being discussed, absent any comments or questions, I'll take a motion to approve items C, 1, and 2 as presented. Motion?
Second
Okay.
motion.
All right, second?
Second.
Second, Ken? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Those two items are approved as presented and discussed. Let's see, now we get into the informational materials, which are somewhat familiar in nature. There's a long list there under Ken's committee, budget, audit, and facilities, and you can lead us through a touch on those items, please, Ken.
First one, the rental, facility rental, minor items, $2,000 in income, $2,000 in waivers this past month. Nothing unusual in the supplier report, the bills that we're paying. Budget to actual is still trending in the right direction, as is the financials for the Labor Management Health Organization that we use. The capital projects, I know, Paul, we're still doing some work at the city campus. You want to just fill us in a little bit on that?
Yeah, sure. And Paul, excuse me, while you're talking about capital projects, could you also brief us on exactly where we stand with the North Athletic Fields?
Right now for current capital projects, we got the boilers being replaced in B. We're replacing 19 unit ventilators that needed abatement, and then another, I think, approximately 25 that are just swaps. The boilers were well past their useful life. Those are actually have been removed, and we're waiting for the new concrete pad to cure before we'll put the new boiler in. That'll probably go on over the next probably 30 days. The city campus clay tile roof is moving along. They're expecting to be out of the city camp off the roof by mid-July, late July, depending on weather. There's going to be a little bit of logistics to plan during summer too, because the last part of the project is going to require shutting down the portico driveway for a week or two. The skylight's moving along nicely. It's actually, you can see it's much brighter already in there. They've replaced most of the west wing, which is the Ellicott Street side of the building. Then they're going to move to the north side. The the playing fields.
Yes.
We were supposed to have a meeting last week or the week before, and it got canceled. And I haven't gotten a something to reschedule it, but that's moving along. They're still, the plan is to bid it sometime this fall with actual groundbreaking in early spring, say March, something like that.
And this is a phased project, right? So
Yeah, the first phase would be the fields, basically an all-weather type of surface, which would be striped for soccer, football, lacrosse. Additionally, softball diamond in one corner with dugouts, batting cages, pitching mounds, that type of thing. Scoreboard, bleachers, and then depending on the bids, that would also include concession stands, restrooms, things like that.
all right. Any questions? Ken, you were in your list. Thanks, Paul.
The next couple items relate to our audit, management letter and the financial statements. We did have a presentation to the board previously about this. They were, for the wrap-up of the thing, they were basically waiting for the foundations audit, which just became available. And so that there's nothing new in it. It was a clean audit, no deficiencies, no material weaknesses, and no findings. So it was good. The next two items, foundation audit, we might want to look at possibly a presentation to the board on that information. The foundation is doing quite well financially. They ran a nice surplus in the past year. Has a healthy balance in their investments, and otherwise doing fine financially. The last item is just the minutes of our previous meeting of the committee.
All right, thank you, sir. Those are all accepted for our information and included in our packages. Candace, Curriculum, Student Success, and Diversity, 2 informational items.
Yes, I'll just briefly mention the second item while Erickson is coming up. The second item is just the minutes from the March meeting. We did meet in May 14th, and Eric, if you could provide some information on our first item.
Yes, the Civil Engineering Technology Department is working with local high schools within Western New York as well as BOCES programs to offer articulation agreements so that those students, as they're completing that coursework while in high school or BOCES program, are able then to come into SUNY Erie specifically with courses already underneath their transcript to help them break down any barriers to time to completion for specifically the Civil Engineering Technology program.
Just for my information, Eric, why is this articulation agreement an informational item and the one above with Utica University a voting item?
Yeah, happy to help. So the articulation agreement here for the BOCES high school follows our boilerplate agreement that's already been vetted and approved by Erie County Legal and approved by the board. The one for the OTA program at Utica University is different than that boilerplate agreement and then required the board's unique authorization to proceed forward with.
Any questions? We'll take those items. Thank you, Eric. Candace?
Thank you. Thank you.
Melody is absent, but Len is on. If there was anything to report on the marketing committee front, Len?
Yeah, we have not met. We've just been following the developments on the hiring of the new VP for marketing and communications, and we're certainly happy that has been resolved, and we're looking forward to a strong relationship there.
Okay. And as I say, Melody is absent. Dr. Zagai, do you know of anything at the Policy and Government?
We have not met, but we will be meeting. We do have the policy that we tabled.
We tabled, right.
To review that policy as soon as the college work with HERA to get the necessary alignment to that. So we're working on that right now as we speak.
That was the readmission policy, am I remembering correctly? Do you remember that?
Yes, academic forgiveness, thank you.
Yes, okay, got it. All right. Strategic planning and assessment, Chair Carrie Phillips.
We have nothing to report.
Very well. Amanda Lau, talent, diversity, equity, and belonging, 2 informational items.
So we have our human resource personnel transaction report that's included in the materials that was produced using Workday. And then we also have the minutes from the January meeting. However, we did meet on May 16th. The minutes will be forthcoming for our next board meeting, but essentially it was a very nice meeting, but the focus was on the human resource agenda that was, which was voted on this morning.
Thank you, thank you. And just for the record, that during our last executive session I think it was last month, Dr. Zagai gave the board a full report on her whole view of the senior executive staff, hirings and related matters. Technology, Chair Carrie Phillips.
Nothing to report.
Okay. I gave my report at the beginning when we were gathering our quorum, so I'll pass on that and ask for Cameron Lloyd, Trustee Lloyd's student trustee report.
So not really much end of the school year. Many students, most of them graduating, and then some finishing what else needed in the fall. But SGA does have a retreat in July for the new SGA members who do join us and who are returning. South Campus had a Cinco de Mayo day for students, so still festivities going on at South. And then also City Campus hosted a spring fling event in the Joan Bozer Atrium, and North had a end of the year carnival for students. So.
That was very nice. You said Joan Bozer
Yes.
Atrium. That's the first time I
Yes,
officially
yes.
heard that. So
Good
good job.
work.
Good
work.
job.
And thank you, for being on stage with us as a
Of course.
trustee for the graduation commencement. You shook more hands of people you knew than any of us. That was good.
I actually saw a lot of my friends up there graduating.
Nice.
Yeah, that was good to see, I'm sure.
So, yes.
It was a great night.
It was awesome.
Yes.
Colleen is here, right? Colleen, did I see you? There you are. Senate report, please. another person who did some yeoman's work on stage last week. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you. It's one of my favorite days of the year is attending graduation and being able to see a lot of my students. And it was nice because this year I knew what side of the stage I was going to be on. I was able to tell them all. Like, I'll say your name, you tell me, I'll say it real subtle, or I'll announce it like you're coming on a football field. You let me know what you want, So that was fun. But yeah, we had our May College Senate meeting earlier this month. We have one more that's going to start the academic year in June, on June 11th. And then we'll have a couple months off and we'll kick it back in gear in September. With our governance, we have, well, she's not new, but we re-elected our College Senate Secretary, Mary Artel, who's English faculty out here at North Campus. She does a great job, so I'm glad she's staying on for another 2 years. We have another election in June. We'll be replacing a math faculty member who has been on the Senate Executive Committee for several years now. Dave Uzinski is retiring after trying to think, he came to ECC full-time right before I did. I've been here 16 years, so he's been here 17 or 18 years as math faculty at City Campus. He's just an amazing human, a fantastic faculty member, and a co-worker within the math department, but also within governance, and he will be missed. He's over in like Texas and Oklahoma right now chasing tornadoes. And I get daily pictures of tornadoes that are not from movies, but from his vehicle, very close to his vehicle. But we wish Dave the best. He's amazing. It's going to be
Thoughts
tough
and prayers.
to. He's like, bring it on. Like, Dave, it looks too close. He's like, no, it's not. It's great. It should be closer, So he's an asset to the college. He'll be missed. He's, he's a Chancellor Award winner and just all these things. So he'll be missed, but we'll be replacing him with, we'll see. We'll have an election in June, so on June 11th. Our Academic Standards Committee, we are still working with Kathy and Adrian regarding what they're working with Huron with the dismissal policies. We have a subcommittee meeting on Monday the 10th for the never attends process to get that streamlined for September. And then our academic standards will also be meeting right before the College Senate meeting in June, so we'll have some information to report on out after that. Our Artificial Intelligence Task Force has met and has an agenda to investigate different things for the college over the summer, so we're looking forward to that as we start the fall semester. In general education, we're going to be voting on a new learning outcome titled Diversive Perspectives and Values. Our SUNY Erie DEISJ, Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Social Justice Committee met and approved the ILO, came to Senate, and then we'll be voting in June. We also, they also approved 2 additional courses that fulfill general education diversity requirements. So what we're trying to do is help students be able to take a wide variety of courses that hit that requirement. We went to commencement. Our Faculty Council of Community Colleges representative, Jackie Bossman, went to the plenary. I did as well. Dr. Meryl Tisch was there. VP Chancellor Johanna Dunga-Portier was there. The SUNY Chancellor was there, so it was a great meeting. And we received 4 resolutions from the plenary for endorsement, and we did endorse all 4 and sent it back to Faculty Council of Community Colleges, who will then send it up to the SUNY Board of Trustees with a list of community colleges that endorse. We endorsed recognizing the intersection between liberal arts education and workforce development, supporting mental health funding, support of shared governance and shared governance leaders, and then exploring ethical and effective use of artificial intelligence within the State University of New York. So AI is, not only here at SUNY Erie, but in the forefront of SUNY. So we're getting guidance from them too as we figure out what we're going to do here internally.
Colleen, on that AI point, I think you're mentioning that occurs to me that we ought to all pay great attention to what's happening over at UB with the establishment of the governance or the AI Institute there under the state budget. We're right next door, and we should find opportunities for their work there to inform our work here and vice versa. So let's all just keep in mind that we are the epicenter of AI in Western New York under the governor's budget.
Absolutely, absolutely, and that's part of one of the things we'll be focusing on and working with as well. And that pretty sums up our May meeting, and be looking forward to June.
Well, congratulations, and thanks again for the faculty being present in such numbers at graduation, and you doing such a good job with the names and keeping things moving that night so that the students could move on to be with their families. It's a great night.
Absolutely.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
Yep.
Of course.
All right,
My turn?
time for the president's
Sure.
report.
Just to really add to Colleen, we did have a meeting, a lunch meeting with the our senior leadership as well as the College Senate executive team. So it is our plan to continue that perhaps semesterally to really meet with the leadership of both the Senate and the senior leadership. Just so to add to that, Bob, would you mind, please? Thank you. So we started celebrating from April, all of May, and as Carmen mentioned, we are still celebrating. So I wanted, and I mentioned this earlier in terms of we do a lot of event to really celebrate our graduates, not just on commencement day, but throughout the May. So I think, as you could see, dental hygiene, a pinning ceremony is beautiful in terms of the color. They always coordinate. I think last year was yellow. This is purple. So that was just an incredible event. We had over 100 plus family members and loved ones to really honor the pinning ceremony, and our faculty and our students did an incredible job. One of the things I noticed about the dental hygiene pinning ceremony, the students, as they've been doing this for many years, they have created an award for faculty to really celebrate faculty as well. So that's something I think perhaps we could share with the other areas of the other programs, but that was really well attended. And then the Opportunity Program, we had a wonderful celebration with our students within the Opportunity Program. As you could see, occupational therapy pinning ceremony was also another. And as you could see, anytime I could have a little baby to hug or pull, I will do that. And so the little baby did not want the mother to leave her, so I said, let me take her. And then you could speak, and then she just, so I was excited about that. Right underneath that, you see the celebration at Northland from our mechatronic program. That was also another. And in all of these events, we have full representation from the family and loved ones and from our faculty and staff. So it's an incredible time. So you can see that on Northland, as well as the nursing pinning ceremony. I know last year you were there with me, Jeff. Similar, a lot of excitement there. The atrium here at North is full of our faculty and staff and family members. Again, another wonderful opportunity. And then the other one is our Northtown graduate is also on the other side. And then the big day, obviously, is the commencement. I have to say, the team did an incredible job. I know our committee, commencement committee is led by Dan and Bob in terms of really leading this entire event. It's a lot, and I echo everything that Jeff said in terms of all the people that participated, including our county exec. So we thank them. I think one of our goals was really to shorten the time, as it was very hot. Very, very hot, more than usual, and I love heat, but it was very hot. We are going to be working through that, but I have to thank extremely to the team that really put that together, and certainly without our faculty and staff. So thank you, Colleen, and others who are making announcements with our students. I just want you to know, every student that came to shake my hand, I made sure they smile. I said, you got to smile for the camera. And then with that, I made sure that their name was pronounced right. So literally almost everyone said, yeah, they said it right. So that was important. So that went really well. Just on the commencement, we are going to have a mini celebration this afternoon to thank all those individuals who really participate to make commencement possible. Gail, about how many?
There were 79 on the list.
79, and so hopefully we'll get this really full today, this afternoon, just to thank them. We are planning in the future, as soon as we get our enrollment and others up, to really do a big celebration after commencement, but we have a little bit opportunity and some time to do that. As you can see, the culinary student also participated in the Buffalo Public School, and then the athletic awards, that's another event that was extremely, and this happens every year, and our students, our athletics students are doing incredible. In some cases, they are #1 in many of the sports that we offer at the college. So very excited to continue this and celebrate this on an ongoing basis. We did meet with our Muslim Association, as well as you could see. We also had a moment where we did the sister for henna, and I had my henna done. It was nice. It stayed for about a week. Colleen, how long did yours stay? A week. Kathy? A little bit, and the thing, I gotta tell you this, if you don't mind, Colleen, when she was sleeping, she kind of slept on her hand, so she did have a henna on her face. So that was, and so then I know Jeff, you mentioned the breakfast celebration. That was also an incredible event to celebrate our faculty, our students, our community leaders as well. So it wasn't just about our own individuals, but also we always use that to celebrate individuals who are giving back to the community. And then our auto tech doing a career fair. So we couldn't put all of the meetings that I had in a picture, but I'm learning to do some selfie with people that I meet. So just briefly, just to let the team, the board, and our folks here to know, I've been meeting with the interim president from Buff State, Dr. Duran, and to really talk about how we could collaborate better, and then with Superintendent Dr. Tanja William to make our middle college seamless. So that's an ongoing discussion with their academic, our academic. So that's going to be an ongoing meeting with the interim president, Dr. Duran, as well as Dr. Williams. Met with Oswego President Peter Nwosi. Myself and Kathy met with his team to find an opportunity how we could collaborate with them. So that's also an ongoing. We attended the mayor's state of the city. That was also another opportunity to really see a lot of folks that we constantly work with. I also had an opportunity to really follow up with the Buffalo Future. That's the program or the project that we have at our city campus with their senior leadership, as well as Jarrell, who is the director of Buffalo Future, and more to come on that. I talked about the Senate. Attended the Say Yes Buffalo Leadership Council public meeting. Again, we have a lot of our students who take the opportunity to be part of the Say Yes program. Alongside, I did meet with the CEO of Say Yes, David Russ, and that is more to find more ways to partner with the Say Yes, and David Russ has been a great friend and also a partner for the college. Kathy and I attended the monthly Amherst Chamber, and part of it was for us as a college to do a presentation. And I want to thank Kathy for doing an awesome job and working with me on a holiday to get that presentation. And as perhaps people may know, the Amherst Chamber board is a huge committee, and part of it is really to communicate with them and let them know where the college has been, where we are, and where we are going in the future. And I think we had a very good response in terms just for them to know about the college status. I did, Jeff, to your point about AI, I completely agree with your statement in terms of UB being the hub for the state. I met with Dr. Satachi Chapit to talk about the opportunity for us to collaborate. So we do have a follow-up meeting to really expand that relationship to see how a community college, right now, it's my understanding there's no community college part of that. that also goes back to the time that I had an opportunity to have dinner with the governor, with other women president in the state. That was our conversation about how we could leverage our community college. So more to come on that. We're also working with the governor's office and other community college leaders regarding mimicking Northland. So Northland, I know there's a lot of conversation and effort to mimic Northland and Syracuse as an example. So I've been meeting with Dr. Warren from Onondaga Community College, who is in that project to really that. And I know Kathy has met with you folks about to mimic Northland in other state within New York. I think I got everything in here. And I think Jeff will talk about the state of the college, so that I have that for that. But yes.
A couple quick comments in reaction to all of the very good report. As for commencement, I don't think there's anyone in the room who I didn't see that night or didn't help with that event in some way, and certainly supported that event. It was a great night. I just want to give a little shout out to Mark. That's a big, complex arrangement with Buff State, and we've all been reading about unrest on college campuses and so forth, and it was a very safe environment, and there was a lot of planning that went into making sure that everyone could have a good celebration that night. Thank you, Mark, for you and others who collaborated on that front. And then just listening to your report, as months have gone by, as our officer in charge, now our president for quite a number of months, it's obvious to me and to the other trustees that the outward-facing aspects of your job are taking a greater significance. And I think that's a natural progression that we're all in very much support of. Just about every item you mentioned there had to do with some engagement outside the college with other leaders in the community, other institutions in the community. As good as you are at managing things here, I'm glad, looking at James now, to be in your office to help you with not only some of the external, but some of the internal things that give you more bandwidth to make reports like the one you just made.
Thank you.
I think is important. That's my comment. Other trustees in reaction to anything mentioned?
I can't help but I have to thank Bob with doing all of the ceremonies and really setting up. So I just want to officially thank you for all the work that you do, continue to do, because setting up and then going some of it on the weekends, some of it in the evening. So I do want to acknowledge Bob and his team to really make a lot of these things work. Thank you.
Very good. Yeah. All right. Thank you very much for that.
Sure.
While you have the floor, there were two items of old business.
Yes.
I think you mentioned briefly. Let's just cover, because we want to make sure we keep our finger on the pulse of transportation assessment, and we know where we are with state of the college coming in the fall.
Absolutely. So the transportation, we will get the SUNY survey for our students, perhaps now that the semester is over, so we will isolate particularly to the transportation questions. But we are also meeting with with the leadership of the transportation entity to really talk through. Myself and Colleen, we will be meeting with them to really talk about how we could improve our service with the company. So we will be doing that and report out back in June.
Okay, thank you. And that's I think a standing item in the budget committee too as well, Ken, isn't it?
Yes.
We'll talk about it there. All right. Any other items of old business?
So the state of the
The
state of the college, Jeff. We do have a listening session scheduled for June 20th. This is the last part of the listening session that we have done within the college community. Now we're going out to the community at large, so we will be having that. I believe it's 4:30. It will be at the city campus, and we have a well-representative individuals from our community to really talk to us about our college and give us feedback, and be able to start really putting the state of the college project forward.
All right. Very good. Other items of old business? Any items of new business that have not been discussed so far? Hearing none, I think I'll just announce that we have the June 27th, 9 a.m. meeting here in this conference room as our next meeting. Starting with the one after that, let's look at exploring other options. I'd like to, be at South, be at City, be here, be present throughout the college world. So, but 27th, we're here again. And unless there's other items of business, I'll take a motion to adjourn, please, the meeting.
Second motion.
Thank you, Ken. Second, Ken. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, we're adjourned.